Deja vu? It may seem like it since we've made the same announcement 3 times in the last 3 months, with this being number 4, but we are lowering our prices again. First, our 30-day all access went from $349 to $299. Next, the 7-day all access pass went from $119 to just $99. And just a few weeks ago, despite our popular 3-day all access pass, it went down to $59 from $69. Next up is the 90-day all access pass, which is now officially dropped down to $749 from being $849, giving you 90 days of selections from your favorite handicapper for under $60 per week. Remember, purchase wager bucks can now be used the same as cash, including on our new lowered price 3, 7, 30, and 90-day all access packages, allowing you to save every day on every pick you buy.
Happy Friday, everybody. Friday starts the weekend. I'm Andy Lang from WagerTalk.com, and we're going to do a special edition of Prop It Up today with my fellow prop masters, Matt Josephs from SportsMember.com and Andrew McInnis from WagerTalk.com. Obviously, we don't have any NFL this weekend. We are on NBA All-Star break. There's still plenty of sports that are out there, and we want to dabble in them and go over some things that we think can help you this weekend. So we're just going to jump right into it. Matt Joseph, sportsmemo.com. I'm going to come to you first. So talk to us a little bit about what you got this weekend, some college basketball trends, things like that in your world.
Well, I mean, really, I should just bet on Thursdays because I'm 9-0 the last 2 Thursdays. So really, I should just not do any other days in college basketball. But I mean, it's, we're getting down to the nitty gritty here. As I look at our calendar, we've got about 10 days, 12 days till our first conference tournament, which is exciting, which then becomes conference tournament weeks and then March Madness and everything. So what we're doing now in college basketball is we're getting a lot of rematches. And really, I think the key when you look at these rematches is you get a kind of sense of what happened in the first game. And you see that, look, it was an under that went over a lot because the two teams shot really well, which was out of character, or was it an over that went under and things like that. So you really have to kind of look at that first matchup and weigh that against current form for a lot of these teams. Look, we did the graphic a couple weeks ago with regards to the teams. I mean, look, Toledo lost this week in terms of their team total, but we're still going to go back to that. Vermont has clinched the America East, and they're still scoring a ton, so we're going to keep going back to that. South Dakota State has an NBA-like offense. And then the teams that you want to fade. North Dakota's got a terrible defense. Nebraska Omaha's got a terrible defense. IUPUI finally won a game. They're playing 6 players. They're the team that actually was asking for people to walk on campus if they had any sort of basketball experience. They beat Robert Morris last night. So there are going to be some weird results here. But really, with these rematches, you want to take a look at game one. You want to see what happened. You want to see what the numbers were in that game and kind of reflect them on the second game and add in current form here, because you're going to see some weird results, but you can't overreact to what happened in game one when you take a look at game two.
I actually could have walked onto that campus. It's 20 minutes away from where I live. Maybe I should have gone out for him. I can hit some free throws. Andrew, coming to you, NHL. How are things going in NHL, and what are you looking at in the short-term future here?
Yeah, things are going pretty well. Obviously, NHL All-Star Weekend is wrapped up. It was last weekend, so teams are kind of getting back in the mix. The trade deadline is approaching. Teams are starting to make some moves. So I know we're sitting here doing this show in February, but kind of the playoff hunt is already upon us. The race is already being talked about. People are discussing these matchups. We had Colorado and Vegas play a really intense game. That's a potential Western Conference final we saw a couple days ago. So as far as the player props go, one thing I've really liked so far, guys, in the past week and a half, we're starting to see a lot of the same lines on each team. The research is so much better with just figuring out the matchups and not having to figure out kind of who's going to be playing with who. And it's helped me a lot lately with that, whether I'm betting on an assist, whether I'm betting on a point or a goal. It's nice knowing who's playing with who. And I'm sure, Andy, you know what I'm talking about with that, being an NBA handicapper, trying to find out these lineups, who's in, who's out. I've really enjoyed that. I wanted to bring to everyone's attention, I think I talked about it a little while ago on Prop It Up, but we were so jam-packed with NFL stuff. The goalie saves prop has probably been one of my new favorite ones. The goalie save prop, I think, might be, for me, what kicking props was for Matt. I really think that that's kind of my new niche. And the cool thing about these goalie save props is that it really doesn't matter what happens in the game. It doesn't matter what the score line is whatsoever. You can take a team like Arizona and they can lose that game 5-1, but their goalie could hit that save prop because they're just giving up so many shots per game. Or look at the Vegas Golden Knights. They shoot so many times every single game. It might not be in that home plate, as they say, in the dangerous scoring opportunities, but they put the puck on the net, and you can look at their opposition's goaltender and take their saves over. Or if you have a favorite you really like, you could take the goaltender they're playing and take their saves under. That is one of my new favorite props. You always get good odds on it. And to me, it's kind of a good way to avoid steam on the team totals. I mean, the juice you see and the prices that get shot up with team totals, whether you're betting under or over, you can almost kind of deal with that by taking these save props. And it's super exciting. So I've really enjoyed that, especially with these marquee games. You'll notice I always call them the toilet bowl. When the bottom tier teams are playing, the really crappy teams are playing, that's when you're going to see a lot more shots and a lot more of open ice hockey. When you see a lot of teams that are really skilled playing each other, it's a lot more tight checking, a lot more intense defense, and that's where you want to look at the saves under. But yeah, Angie, that's my new favorite prop, man. I've really been looking at it. It's been a lot of fun to handicap, and especially as the playoff hunt starts to get closer and closer, some matchups will be great to look towards these player props.
Nice, good stuff from Andrew McInnis from WagerTalk.com. Slow weekend for me. We don't have any NBA, and at the time we're releasing it, the golf tournament, the Genesis Invitational, is in full swing. But I do want to bring up a couple things that I've been noticing in the NBA. When you're looking at NBA player props, the stars, like the big name guys, like your LeBron, John Morant's been popular for player props, Giannis. What we're seeing in the NBA through the first half of the season is an abnormally high usage rate than in years past. So you're looking at some of the top guys from these teams, and they're just doing more. The books are adjusting, but you're seeing these guys hit the over on some of these really high numbers. It's because the teams are just relying on them more and more. And after this All-Star break, I'm going to expect even more of that, especially in the Eastern Conference. You've got a jumbled mess in the East, and I would look at some of these guys like Giannis, like Embiid for you guys there, Matt. Some of these big name guys, they're just relying on them more, and you see their assist numbers are up, you see their rebounds are up, and of course their points are going to be up with these higher paced games. But in years past, I've been really reluctant to take these big name guys over these huge points, rebounds, and assist totals, but they're just hitting. They are. And when you dive deep into the numbers, it's just because of these usage rates. We've also got the Daytona 500 this weekend. They're in brand new cars, and I've watched some of the duels, and I think it's going to be a little bit of a crash fest at the end. You can see the teams are bunching together throughout practice, and the manufacturers are bunching together in the duels. But we saw it last night, one of the duels. It came down to the end, and they were not scared to wreck each other. And they have to save their cars for Sunday. The cars that they're racing in, like in these duels in practice, they have to race those on Sunday. You're not allowed to switch out cars, so they're trying to be cautious. And even in being cautious, we had a big accident at the end. So, Matt, I was gonna ask you, what do you think about your 76ers here moving forward? Because I gotta say, I really like them when they get Harden back. You can just see Maxey like flourishing right before our eyes. He's really growing into a great player. And I was actually looking at taking some futures on the 76ers. You follow them a little bit more than I do. So are you optimistic on them? Would you be interested in looking at them for Eastern Conference when you get Harden back?
No. Well, but that's also because I despise James Harden with the passion of 1,000 suns, because I just, he's just a guy that he's a miserable human being. I mean, he's ball dominant and Embiid's ball dominant. I don't know how it's going to work. And I was actually going to ask you, is there going to be value now on Maxey unders, because he's just not going to get shots and he's just not going to be able to do much with Harden dominating the ball and then all the pick and rolls with Embiid and everything. Is this a classic case of these two guys are going to stay high and then Maxey, who was doing a lot, is going to get lower? I think the best part of this team, Andy, was that they have all these pieces together. Maxey was really running the offense well, and then Niang's hitting shots, and Tobias Harris had a really good game yesterday. So I wonder if this is going to upset the apple cart a little bit. And at first, there might be some value on somebody's unders with a ball dominant guy coming into this offense.
Listen, I'm not a huge fan of James Harden, but I actually like how he fits into it, because I think he's going to relish in the role of not having to do all the scoring about all the takes to the bucket. I think he's going to enjoy giving it up to Maxey and giving it up to Embiid. Listen, he can shoot threes. I was surprised in the first couple games without Seth Curry, how much you guys missed some of that 3-point shooting, but we saw it last night. Yang hit threes, and look what happened. I mean, the 76ers look great. So I think he's going to do a really good job of spreading the floor and letting Embiid cook down low. I'm high on you guys. And listen, with Harden the way he is in shape, I think he got a small window. It's probably this year or next year to win a championship. But with the East, I think that's the best thing that you guys have going for you, Matt, is I just don't trust anybody in the East. I think your team's good enough to beat all of them. I thought Milwaukee was a bad matchup for them. We saw them last night. They really crushed them. So, all right, let's get to some best bets here real quick. Get you guys started off with some winners on the weekend. So, Matt, I'm going to go to you. You got a total you like tonight, right?
Yeah, this is a team that once again plays no defense. It's Columbia plays no defense. Just for some sense here, there's 358 teams in college basketball. Columbia's 324th in 2-point defense, 343rd in 3-point defense. I'm going to take the Harvard team total over. Now, look, Harvard's not an offense that's going to explode, but they did score 91 points at Columbia in a 91-82 game. Just look real quick. Columbia's given up 84, 88, 85, 81, 76, 83, 93, 91, 69, and 84 in Ivy League play alone. The number's very manageable. It's 80.5 here. I will take the shot. This is not an official client play. I didn't love anything on the card, but this is it. Harvard over 80.5 points. I'm just going to fade Columbia until they start showing some defense, and I don't think they're going to do it tonight.
That's a great play. Love fading the bad defenses. So 80.5, that does seem pretty low for going up against the defense. Like, as you stated, how bad they rank and how many times they've given up that total. So really like that play. Andrew, coming to you. Give us an NHL play for tonight.
Yeah, it's rare I go with a goal scoring prop as a best bet, but this is a situation here where I think it's Golden Knights. It couldn't have been a better time for Jack Eichel to join this team. Of course, he was traded from the Buffalo Sabres in a huge, monstrous trade in the NHL. He then had surgery, had to work his way back, and now he has returned. He played one game, guys. In that first game, every single person wanted to take his prop to score, wanted to take his shots on goal. I wait for the second game to do that. Let him settle in. Let him get his breath back. Let him get a little bit, familiarized with his line mates. He's playing with Yevgeny Dadonov and Max Pacioretty. Those three guys together will create plays. He's a shooter, and this Vegas team needs offense right now. And we're getting plus 145 with this prop. Like I said, I don't do best bets with goal scorers that often, but today it's applicable. Jack Eichel to score a goal tonight for Vegas. We just saw the Kings give up 5 goals in their last game. I feel like this is a big bounce back game here as well after the Knights got shut out just a few nights ago.
Nice. Good goal scoring prop in the NHL from Andrew McInnis, WagerTalk.com. I am Andy Lang from WagerTalk.com. I'm going to take the NBA All-Star game. Right now, the total is under 320.5. Like we always talk about, if you want to take unders, wait until the day of. So I'm not saying bet this now, but I'm saying wait until a little bit before the All-Star game and see if you can get a few points up. Maybe this creeps up to 322, 323. Since they moved to the captain's picks, this has hit in 3 out of 4 years. I actually don't expect LeBron to play a whole lot in this game. It's his hometown. They're playing in Cleveland. It's his hometown, so he'll make an appearance. But with the state of the Lakers and Anthony Davis going down, I got to believe that the Lakers don't want any extra wear and tear on that body. So I think LeBron is going to sit out a little bit, and I think it's going to be a little bit more of the role players having some fun. But I can't ignore 3 out of 4 years. And with a total this high, obviously the first and second quarter is going to be, slam dunk and three-point shooting contest. But a lot has to go right in the second half. Guys have to be hitting three-point shots throughout the entire game. It's a big number, and I'm going to play it under and move to 4 out of 5 years with the captain's picks going under the total. So that's going to wrap it up. Let's go over, let's recap our best bets here. Matt likes Harvard over 80.5 points, taking on a really bad Columbia team. Gives up a lot of points. Andrew likes Jack Eichel to score a goal, and I'm going to go with the NBA All-Star Game under the total on Sunday. If you want all of Matt's picks, college basketball king, you go over to sportsmemo.com, check him out. Andrew's got all your NHL plays over at WagerTalk.com. I am Andy Lang. Probably have some UFC plays and golf plays, but we're going to be relatively quiet till NBA starts up again. So thanks for joining us, everybody. Have a great weekend. Hope it's a profitable one, and we will see you next time on Prop It Up.
Deja vu. It may seem like it since we've made the same announcement 3 times in the last 3 months, with this being number 4, but we are lowering our prices again. First, our 30-day all access went from $349 to $299. Next, the 7-day all access pass went from $119 to just $99. And just a few weeks ago, despite our popular 3-day all access pass, it went down to $59 from $69. Next up is the 90-day all access pass, which is now officially dropped down to $749 from being $849, giving you 90 days of selections from your favorite handicapper for under $6 per week. Remember, purchase wager bucks can now be used the same as cash, including on our new lowered price, $3, $7, $30, and 90-day all access packages, allowing you to save every day on every pick you buy.